Hey guys, that's Ivan here. Um, can you send the plus in a GoToMeeting chat box in order for me to understand that you can hear me and see my screen well? I see some numbers. Yep, awesome. Okay, thanks a lot. So I guess I can start. And I would like to start with the title basically. And we're all here for our meeting that is describing how to join VMware vCenter server appliance, or in short VCSA 6 and 5, the Microsoft Active Directory. And I am Ivan. I'll be your speaker for today. And that's my photo. I'm smiling. I'm not sure why I'm so smiley, but that's me. That's my email. If you have any additional questions regarding our webinar, feel free to shoot me with email. Okay, so we're moving on. And this webinar is being recorded, and I'll send you the link to the recording after the event. And using the question box to submit your question for a QA session. Um, Usually our webinars have some kind of construction. We're going through the diagrams, then we're going deeper to the presentation part, then we're diving into the technical demonstration, and in the end we will have question and answer block. This presentation or meeting will be a bit in another theme because I'll be showing the vCenter restart, and that will take approximately 10 minutes to be accomplished. So I'll create a question answer block inside our presentation, basically. So we're gonna have the question and answer session, and I'll be glad to answer all your questions there. So moving forward, we have the first actual slide in regards to the vCenter, and I would like to go through like our plan for today's webinar, what we'll do. So first of all, we're going to go through the advantages of joining a vCenter server appliance to the Active Directory. Then we're going to go through the requirements for joining that to the Active Directory, and basically the steps. So as you may know, vCenter server has an internal user database that allows you to add and manage users with the vSphere web client. Users management and single sign-on is provided by the Platform Service Controller, which is available since vSphere 6.0. In large environments, you might want to connect your virtualization infrastructure to a centrally managed Active Directory. That makes sense if we're talking about approximately more than 100 users in the Active Directory. And this webinar will explain how to add AD authentication in the vSphere 6 and 5, and how to get the Use Windows Session Authentication checkbox to work with the Enchant Automation plugin. This works for both the vCenter Server 6 and 5 installed on the Windows Server and the vCenter Server appliance basically without Windows. And moving next, we have the advantages. And in vSphere 6 and 5, the underlying operation system from the vCenter server appliance has been changed to the VMware Photon OS. With the new OS, you can still join an Active Directory domain to comply with company policies, or if you want to use Windows session notifications, that's also fine. Joining an Active Directory domain is included in the infrastructure node configuration, which is part of the Platform Service Controller. Please verify standard AD requirements like time synchronization and naming prior to join a domain. If you want to log in with the Windows Session Notification checkbox, you have to add the appliance running the Platform Service Controller, in short PSS, to the domain. For embedded deployments, joining the appliance running both the vCenter and the PCC the domain. Basically, there are a few requirements for joining to Active Directory. There are really quite of them. So basically, the first one, that's to have the AD and the server appliance. Second one, you definitely should have the credential for the administrator account. And the third one, I would say that the vCenter server's instance has to be a member of the system configuration. That's really like three requirements that should be followed. And the third one, that the name of the appliance should be in FQDN format, in fully qualified domain name format. So basically, if all of these are met, you're kind of open to join the vCenter server appliance to the Active Directory. And now let's take a look basically what steps you should do in order to achieve that. Just give me a second. I'm moving my screen over here. I pre-created some kind of small lab for you for today. What IP address I took? I guess 2208. That could be true. Okay, administrator. Okay. And let's just give a second to the vSphere web console in order to get us some response. That shouldn't take long, I guess, maybe 30 seconds. Okay, awesome. So we're inside. That's actually our vCenter. And what we should do here? We should navigate to that host button, then move to the administration. Over here, we're looking to the deployment and system configuration. Clicking on the nodes, we have the single node that is our vCenter server appliance is right now. So you can consider that as a demo stand. So basically, you can see that there is an Active Directory, and you can or join or leave. Leave is gray outed basically because we don't have any available Active Directory to leave from. And I'll show you how to join basically. So what you need for that. And over here we need to specify some credentials. So basically the domain, organization unit, username and password. I know the username and password for that username. Also, organization unit can be found over here, and I already remoted to the Active Directory server. So basically we're moving to the Active Directory. We're logging in the computers, properties, and attribute editor. And over here you can find the distinguished name. I'm just copying it. Filling over here. And our domain is a Contosa. So basically before I pressed OK, you can see in Active Directory computers there are no partners and no connections. So while I'm just clicking OK over here, okay, AirTrine AD user administrator. Oh yeah, I guess I messed up with the passwords or some stuff like that. Okay, so and as you can see, there are no notification and stuff like that. So you might think that you did something wrong. But to be honest, there are just bad and displayment of the add into the Active Directory in terms of vSphere web client. So if you're going to move to the Active Directory server and just refresh it, basically that should show you that your server, that your vCenter is connected. And let's just try one more time. I'll just click that. Administrator. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's right. Oh, we still see some kind of errors. That's really strange, I guess. So I guess that will be some kind of troubleshooting actions over here too. Okay, and I just understood that I totally missed a .com in the domain. So basically that should be the case. And okay, they just say me that this web client session is no longer authenticated. So I'll just refresh that. I'm sorry for that inconvenience. Uh, hmm, okay. I'm just closing that. Again, one more time, few minutes till vCenter will be able to start up. Okay, and we're almost there. We're walking just a few small steps. Okay, system configuration. I'll just close that license there. Nodes, Active Directory, join. One more time. Just double check. Everything not messed it up. That's distinguished name, computer. Actually, one good point. In order to found a distinguished name, you should click advanced features, because only in that case that will be an option. So I'm on that, username, okay. And for now, like you might think that you did something wrong. There are like no notifications that you successfully joined the Active Directory, nothing at all. But that's really bad kind of displayment of that event from the vSphere web client standpoint. Because if we're going to jump to the our server, we can refresh and we'll be able to see the pretend machine that, as you may know, that OS that use vCenter under it. So basically that's success over here. And in order to see the Active Directory over here, we need to restart the vCenter. So basically I'll just restart it. And since that takes some time, I'll meet you on that side of the restart. So just phone VMs, just restart. Okay, guys, I'll see you when the host will be restarted and the vCenter will be up and running. That approximately takes 10 minutes. So in order to not waste the time, I'll just do it really fast. Okay, and we're back. So our vCenter is rebooted successfully, and I guess it's ready to show us did we connect vCenter to Active Directory or not. I'm sure that we do, but let's double check, and that's in validation. Okay, sure. Why not? The third time, select one. Buddy, are you connecting or what? Oh, I should refresh that. We're moving. Boop. Let's give it a second. Okay, goodbye, awesome. Yeah, my license will be expired. Sure, why not? Okay, and going straight forward to the administration, system configuration, notes, and over here we should see the Active Directory Camtasia.com. So basically, that's the goal that we accomplished for today, and I'm actually glad to announce the question and answer block. So if you have any additional questions or any at all, feel free to ask them right now. I'll be do my best in order to answer them. Okay, and I see the first one. If there are some limitation. Okay, I understood. So the good question here. So if there are some limitations in terms of users amount in Active Directory to join into, I guess I understood your question. So if I'm right, you're asking what if I have, like, for instance, 10,000 users already added to the Active Directory? Am I able to add one more? And the answer on this question will be yes. So vCenter will be the same server as the one that you already add to the Active Directory domain. So there won't be any issues with that. And I hope I answered the question. If not, you can just re-ask them maybe in another form, maybe in order to be on the same page. So then I see the next question. Uh, is there any restrictions for vCenter server 6 and 0 to join the Active Directory? So from what I know, you can add the vCenter 6 and 0 to the Active Directory without any issues. But what I'll recommend to upgrade vCenter 6 and 0 to vCenter 6 and 5. Therefore, you can get some benefits and like new features, the vCenter HA, the vSphere migration. So there are like definitely a few good options, and I'll recommend to consider the migration, or maybe not migration, but upgrading to the vSphere 6 and 5 in order to add that sweet features. Okay, I see one more hand. Just give me a sec. So the third question will be, I missed. Okay. So there are a few requirements, and the gentleman just missed the part of the presentation, I guess, because we were going through the requirement there, but that's definitely not a problem. I can repeat that. So first of all, you need to have Active Directory and vCenter server, basically. The second one is to be the one who know the password from the administrator or root access to the vCenter. Have the account that can add users to the Active Directory, and have the fully like the FQDN in order to join the vCenter to the Active Directory. That's hard like requirement. That could cause some problems if you want to add the IP vCenter, like the vCenter without fully qualified domain name, just with IP address. That can cause some issues. Okay, and I see one more question. Yeah, there will be the record of this webinar on our website, starwind.com. So I'll be you sure can find that there. Yeah, definitely. Okay, and I don't see right now any new questions, so I'll wait for approximately a few minutes, and then I'll announce the end of this webinar. So just waiting like for last questions for minutes. So basically, if you have them, that's the best time to ask them. And yeah, I guess thanks for your time today. There are like no questions right now that left, and that was nice to see all of you. Have a good day. Bye bye.